What day is it?
First day of school.
First day of school. What grade are you in?
7th.
7th grade?
Uh-huh.
Excited?
Yep.
That's cool. It's gonna be a good year.
Yep.
Alright, man. Well, go to school.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video on this channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the things that I've learned this week. Let's just hop right into it. So guys, for history, I'm going to be learning about Canada. Now let me just preface this by saying Canada is not the best thing to learn about for history because it's very boring. Now let me tell you why. First off, it was originally named Kanata, which in Kanata, if you translate it, it means settlement. Now settlement, if you translate that, it means place. Seriously, Kanata, why? Just please, no, please. And also, you know what's funny is whenever Henry VII came over to Canada, basically, he named it Newfoundland. The best creativity in the world. Like, you guys should earn a medal for how much creativity is in this, like, naming. Oh my gosh. Like, the naming is just so creative. Oh my gosh, you did a phenomenal job. 10 out of 10 IGN. That's so perfect. And enough with the jokes. Let's just say it was so boring that the Vikings came over here and was like, this is boring. Peace. Speaking of the Vikings that came over here, his name was Leif, and I'm guessing that's why you had the flag that had a leaf on it. Like, seriously, is that the reason why your flag has a leaf on it? Because I guess that kind of makes sense, but seriously, maybe it would be cooler if you put like a Viking helmet on that. That'd be like, ooh, Canada's cool. But you didn't. You decided to choose Leif. Of course. Next thing about Canada is it was primarily owned by British, and we didn't like the fact that it was primarily owned by Britain. So what we did is we invaded Canada, and the snitch woman told on us, and we had to retreat. Now the British Canadians followed us back here and burned down the White House. And the woman's name that told the Canadians leaders that we were invading them her name was Laura Secord. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is actually related to the First World War. Well, let's just say that Britain basically calls Canada and asks for them to come over there and help them fight a war because Britain owns Canada, so basically if Britain gets in a war, they have to too. This is just how it worked back in the day, yeah. And when they were there, 40,000 Canadian soldiers died, and some say that it was a tribute to their independence. And guess what I'm going to be talking about next? It happened again in World War II. Britain was fighting against someone else, and basically they went over there, and Britain used them as cannon fodder. And the Canadians were accusing Britain of using their soldiers as cannon fodders. So the next thing we're going to be talking about in Canadian history is Canada finally became independent like yesterday in 1982. So finally at issue time, Michael Jackson released his song Beat It, and Canada quietly said, "Beat it." To Britain. Alright guys, so that wraps it up for the Canadian history and history in general for today. So let's move on to the next subject, writing. One day a kid named Brody was going to school. Everything you need to know about him is that he's 5 feet tall, 12 years old, and that he goes to Hatship Middle School. He was going to school. He was doing his normal work like a normal kid. He only had a few friends. All of them were named Sam, Josh, and Evan. It was lunch break and they went onto the patio just to hang out. Brody saw something weird in the grass. His description of the weird device was a vase-like looking safe. Brody said, "Guys, come check this out. Look what I found." To be honest, they didn't know what it was. Brody messed with it and tried to make something happen. And then he pressed this button. And now, he's customizable. He could change the color of his eyes. He could change his height and his hair with his weight. His friends just looked at him and said, "What the heck is going on?" He said, "I don't know. I think I could change my body." "Quick, tell me something I need to change." They said, "Definitely change your muscle. You need more of that. Also change your height to 5'4". You're kind of short for your age." Brody said, "Okay, is this good?" They all said, "Yes, you look great." So the rest of the day, Brody was doing his normal schoolwork and being a normal kid, except the fact that he looked better than most of the kids there. Then school was over. He went home, ate dinner, played his video games, and then went to bed. The next day, he woke up and brushed his teeth, took a shower, but when he was about to comb his hair, he noticed that he changed every minute. He was freaking out. He grabbed the device and tried to press every button, but it didn't work, so he knew the only way he could fix this is if he destroyed the device on him right self. He asked his friend Josh if he could tell him what one he was on so that he could be back to normal. But the thing is that Josh is a troll. He will mess your life up if he can get the chance. And right now, it's his chance to do it to his friend Brody. So they both, after school, go to the park and Brody says, "Tell me when it's me." Josh waited a little bit and then he says, "Break it." And Brody breaks it. Brody thinks that he's fine. The next day, Brody wakes up, he does his normal thing, and then he looks in the mirror, and now he knows he's screwed for life. Welcome, guys. We're on to reading, and today I'm going to be reading William Shakespeare's Sonnet 30, and oh my gosh, who actually talks like this? I have never heard someone talk like this unless they were reading his poems, man. This is hard. Alright, guys, let's get on to this. Went to the sessions of sweet silent thought. I summon up a remembrance of things past. I sigh the lack of many things I sought, and with old woes new wail my dear time's waste. They can I drown an eye unused to flow for precious friends hid in these deathless nights, and weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and moan the expense of many a vanished sight. Then can I grieve a grievance foregone, and heavily from woe to woe tell o'er the sad account of fore-bemoaned moan, which I knew pay as if not paid before. But if the while I think of thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. When I sit in the silence and remember the past, I get depressed about the things that I don't have that I once strived for. And I add to old griefs new tears for all the valuable time I wasted. Then I can drown my eyes, which are not usually wet from crying, and tears for precious friends who are dead. And I can weep again for the hurts and loves that are long since over, and moan about the loss of many things I've never seen again. Then I can grieve about the grievance Then I can grieve about the grievance I had, let go of all the sadness, and recount all. Then I can grieve about grievances I had let go of, and sadly recount each woe that I'd already cried about in the past, feeling the pain all over again as if I hadn't suffered all over these things already. But if I think about you, my dear friend, while I'm doing all of this, I get back everything I'd lost, and all my sorrows end. Alright, guys, so this is the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching so much. It means a lot to me. Alright, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. And yes, I want to talk about some things before I let you guys go and do whatever you want to, because honestly, it's your time. It's awesome that you guys used your time to watch this video. And yeah, so let's talk about some things. There are two subjects that I want to talk about that I did, but I do not want to put in this video. First one is math. What am I really going to talk about for math? I mean, I guess I could talk about the problems I did, but that's not interesting at all. Yeah, so that's just it for math. Next thing, science. I did computer science. Like, what else am I going to talk about that? I did HTML. I know what an HTML tag is. I know what a div tag is. I know what a p tag is. And yeah, like, that's just what I did. And like, You guys don't know what it is. That's not interesting to you guys. Some of you guys just are like, oh my gosh, this is so boring. Why are you showing me this? So that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to do it in this video. So yeah. Another thing, I'm not talking about my classes anymore. So for my next video, I'm going to have an animate pad, which is really cool, like really awesome, so I can start animating for you guys, instead of having boring pictures up, like William Shakespeare and stuff. I could like put a funny William Shakespeare, which is cool. So yeah, I'm going to be animating for you guys very soon. So for Photoshop today, I did a 5-minute effect on a really famous person named Justin Bieber, and yeah, so take a look at it right now. Alright guys, so you just saw it. Yeah, so that's basically it. See you guys later, and thank you guys for watching. See you next week, and peace.
Listen.